How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we have another Gundam card game deck tech for you, this time featuring the big Neo Zeon deck. This is a red-white Neo Zeon deck featuring the new Neo Zeon. It aims to go into the late game. We have a lot of blockers, we have a lot of direct damage. It's a really strong deck, honestly. I think it's one of the decks that you could consider to be a meta deck. It's one that you could build and, feel pretty comfortable bringing to a competitive environment. It's not one of those silly off-meta rogue decks that I really like to build. It's a strong deck, and I figured I'd like to feature it because, one, it features an archetype that I really like, Neo Zeon, but also because it has some of my favorite cards in the entire Gundam card game, such as Marita Cruz, Kshatriya, and it's just really fun, at least it is to me. So without further ado, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe hype the video if you can. But let's go ahead and get to our top down and start talking about this red-white Neo Zeon blocker burn deck. Let's do it. Alright, let's get started. This deck is super fun and I'm really excited to start talking about it. And as I open this box, we're not going to have any sponsors for today's video, but I do want to mention a new project that I'm doing centered around a different TCG. In fact, I recently made a brand new Magic the Gathering centered YouTube channel called the Rogue Planeswalkers Guild. So I just want to say, if you like Magic the Gathering and you like my content, go check out the Rogue Planeswalkers Guild. I'm just getting back into Magic and I'm really giving the game a fair and honest shot after, going on quite a long hiatus. I started playing Magic in 1995 and I'm coming back just recently. So go check that out if you care about Magic. If you don't, stay here and watch some more Gundam card game, or maybe do both if you like both like me. So let's go ahead and, as always, talk about our resources and whatnot first, just because I like showing this off. And this is one of the best parts about deck building. You get to kind of customize your deck. So we have the this Xi Gundam and a beautiful EX resource here. This is the Chinese promo, the 00 promo. And then I have another EX resource just in case. We don't actually need the extra EX resource. I just recently added this one. Anyway, and then we have our suite of Hathaway and Cassie sleeves. Resources, not sleeves. The sleeves actually are custom Red Zone Rogue sleeves that you can get on our merch store. But like I said, no sponsors here. I basically took these from my my MAFD deck. Just to use for this deck for a while as I play this deck. So let's go ahead and set these over here. I think it works. We're a burn deck. We're running a lot of direct damage and removal, and I think it works. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the deck. As always, I like to break down a deck in terms of what I call pilot piles, because the Gundam card game deck building really centers around your pilots, their synergies, and just everything. Usually when I build a deck, I kind of start with the pilots and then go from there, unless there's a particular unit that I really want to build around. So let's start with the pilots, and then we'll go into the burn. Well, we'll go into the units, and then all of our lovely burn. So we're running a couple pilots, and they're extremely powerful. Any deck we're going to run literally my favorite pilot in the game, I'm very happy. We're running Marita Cruz in this deck. Of course, it's just the normal version. All my fancy alternate versions are in my blue-red burn deck, but hey, I got more copies of Marita here. So she's a level 4 1-cost 2/1 pilot, burst, add to hand. She's Neo Zeon and Cyber new type, both relevant. During Link, on attack, choose an enemy unit whose level is equal to or lower than this unit and deal 1 damage to it. It's super efficient. If you can somehow survive, you can get multiple pings off. She's just really good. And a huge linchpin of a lot of red decks in this game. So she's a fantastic pilot. And then our other pilot is Full Frontal, the starter deck card, level 6 1-cost 2/2, great stats, high level cost. He's Neo Zeon Cyber new type. And then when you pair him, you can deploy a Neo Zeon or Zeon unit card that's level 4 or lower from your hand, which is really relevant. We have a huge turn 6 tempo play that kind of gets even bigger as we go into the further late game. This deck really hums once we get to around level 5-ish, like a little 5, 6, 7s when we really start to do a lot of our best work up until we get to 8, and we can kind of like seal the deal with our Neo Zeon. So we'll talk about that when the time comes. But yes, our pilots are Full Frontal and Merida Cruz, the Gundam Unicorn Special. All right, let's talk about our units. So we have some that are unique to Full Frontal here, and we have some that, well, we have one that's for Merida and one that's more generic. So we'll take all these out here. Let's talk about the one for Merida first. This is my favorite unit in the game. Makes sense that it goes with my favorite pilot in the game. We have the Kshatriya. Level 5-4, cost 5-4. When you pair it with any Cyber new type or new type pilot, so this will work off of Full Frontal, you can choose 1 to 2 enemy units and you deal 1 damage to each of them. And then it also links with Merida Cruz. This is an amazing turn 5 play. This is our ideal turn 5 play. It's my favorite turn 5 play in all of the Gundam card game, especially if you have your Merida Cruz. So you drop your Kshatriya, ping 2 things with the Kshatriya, get your attack with Merida, get the ping off of that, and you can just clear so much in the game right now. And then you also have a 7-5 attacker. So it's extremely good, and still actually works with Full Frontal if you still want to get the double ping off. So obviously we're running a full 4 of the Kshatriya. This is the most expensive card in the deck, and if this deck is, you know, pricey at all, it's because of the Kshatriya here. It's one of the few LRs that has, you know, retained a lot of value, and I'm so glad that I picked up 8 copies of this back when set 1 was around, because I'm like, this is my favorite card. I'm going to put this on a lot of decks, and I don't want to swap, so I actually own 8 copies of the Kshatriya. All right, let's talk about our namesake of the deck. We have the Neo Zeon. This is an absolute monster. Just like in the series, this thing is just a huge threat. It's a level 9, 8 cost. So this is our end game, right? We can drop, if we can drop this thing followed by Full Frontal, we can do so much work. Think of this as like Red's version of the Wing Zero, right? That's basically what it is. It's a little bit, a little bit more costly, but we can do a lot of work here. So it links with Full Frontal. It itself is Neo Zeon, and it says, when this unit or one of our Neo Zeon units is deployed, we choose an enemy unit and you just deal 3 damage to it. Super powerful. And then during link, all of our units gain Neo Zeon. So basically any unit that we play will trigger that effect, so we can deal 3 damage, which is fantastic. I want to note a special interaction with Full Frontal and the Neo Zeon. So when you link up or pair Full Frontal with the Neo Zeon, you have Full Frontal's effect. You may deploy 1 Neo Zeon or Zeon unit that's level 4 or lower from your hand. If it is not Neo Zeon in our hand, it does not become Neo Zeon from the Neo Zeon being on the field. This effect on here that turns all of our stuff into Neo Zeon does not affect cards in our hand. It only affects cards in play. So just keep that in mind. This doesn't let us put anything into our hand that's 4 or lower. It still has to be Neo Zeon. So just keep that in mind. I see some people make that mistake. It does not affect cards in hand, only affects cards in play. But yeah, this is a huge, powerful game-ending card. If you can somehow get 2 of these out, it is nasty. If you can go Neo Zeon, link with Full Frontal, play, get his effect, play a 4-drop, do some stuff, and then if they don't clear the Neo Zeon next turn, you drop another Neo Zeon, it's going to trigger both of them, so 3 damage and 3 damage, and then you play something, 3 damage, it can get out of control. It might be a little bit Magic Christmas Land, but I have seen it happen, and it gets nuts. So we're running a full 4 of Neo Zeon. This is our end game. This card is super sweet, and this was one of my favorite cards from set 4, so I'm glad that it's like actually good and actually seeing play. So very cool. I dig it a lot. And then of course we have the starter deck 3 LR Sinanju, one of my favorite mobile suits of all time. Sinanju is rad as hell. Level 6 5-drop, 5-4, links with Full Frontal. During pair, it gets high maneuver, great for closing out the game. And then during our turn, when this unit destroys an enemy shield area card with battle damage, choose 1 enemy unit and deal 2 damage to it. Combined with the high maneuver, makes it so we can just kind of sneak past all of the blockers, blow up their base or shield, and then shoot something for 2. Really powerful. We're running 3 of the Sinanju. Like I said, one of my favorite units, favorite mobile suits in all of Gundam. Especially one of my favorite villain antagonist suits. Sunanju's rad. I really need to pick up a Sunanju Gunpla kit. Yo, if you're watching this and you're a big fan of Gunpla and just Gundam like me, what's the best Sunanju Gunpla kit? I prefer Master Grade, and Master Grade is my favorite. But if there's a really good high grade or real grade, let me know. Next up, we have our generic link. It's another Kshatriya. This is a level 4 2 cost 3/4. Just links with any Cyber New type trait, which is cool for either full frontal or Marita Cruise. In a pinch, late game, you can have a really nice tempo play where you full frontal onto the Kshatriya, put another thing out. Yeah, it works really well. And then also getting the ping off of Marita Cruise from the Kshatriya is really good. Makes it into a 5/5 that can ping something. This just has that generic Cyber New type trait link, and we're running a full 4 copies. And of course, this is Neo Zeon. This is a great one to put into play from full frontal's effect. So gotta keep that in mind. Next up, we have, let's go over, I'll do the blockers last because I think they're the least interesting. So let's go over some cool Zeon stuff. Let's go over some cool Neo Zeon stuff. So next up, we have the Rosen Zulu. This is another set 4 card. It's a weird one, but I really, really like it in this deck. So it is a level 4 6 cost, which is weird, and we'll talk about why. It's a 4/4, links with Angelo Salper. We're not playing with him, but it is Neo Zeon, which is extremely relevant. And if there are 8 or more Neo Zeon cards in our trash, so that counts our pilots, or potentially a base as well, if we had a Neo Zeon base, but it counts our units and our pilots. If we have 8 or more in our trash, this card in our hand gets minus 4 cost. So that would make this a 2 cost, which is extremely powerful because of the effect. And on deploy, choose an enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. That's okay. If it had repair, you deal 3 damage instead, which is extremely powerful. So this is a 4/4 that blasts repair dudes for 3, or just anything for 1. And why this is extremely good, I mean, like the cost reduction thing is fine. It can possibly come up, but really into the late game. Why this is so sweet is it actually works with full frontal, because this is just a level 4 card, so you can just drop this with 4 frontal. This is the best card to put into play with full frontal. You can do the Kshatriya, and I can see a situation if you have like maybe 1 extra resource, maybe you're at 10 play points, or you have 10 resources. You go 9 into the Neo Zeon. Or you go 8 into the Neo Zeon, 1 full frontal, drops the Kshatriya, and then you have 1 more to link with Marita. You can do something crazy like that. That can possibly happen, depending on your hand size. But just normally, just like, I don't know, dropping full frontal on just the regular Kshatriya and then dropping a Rosen Zulu to also do extra ping, it's pretty solid. We're only running 2 copies though, because it can also just get stuck in your hand and be really bad, really bad early game. But I think it's pretty sweet tech for the deck. And then our other, and technically our final Neo Zeon unit is the Gyaradoga sleeves. This is a level 3 2 cost 2/3, and I'm a little iffy on this one. I've tried a couple other ones. There's also a level 4 that just pings on deploy. I think it's just the Gyrazulu. But we're trying this one. It's a little bit of a lower level and just helps a little bit against aggressive decks. So it's a level 3 2 cost 2/3, and when it's destroyed, you choose an enemy unit with 5 or less AP, and you deal a damage to it. And running 3 copies of this. It's just a nice little early game thing. It's a 2/3, so we can trade into multiple 2/2s, and we get a little bit of advantage off of the ping here. If your opponent's really good at the game, this card gets worse, right? Because they can make better use of this destroyed trigger, and then destroy it in such a way that it doesn't really do much. So it's kind of a little bit of a skill testing card in my opinion, where it gives your opponent kind of the ability to choose when this triggers, because they can destroy it on their turn and then do something. But either way, it's a low cost Neo Zeon card. It's a it gets the job done. It's not my favorite, and like I said, I've played around with other ones. You could also do the 3/2, like there's the level 3 2 cost 3/2 that also has a generic Neo Zeon link. But I like the ping on death from this guy too. And that's it for our just regular Neo Zeon units and pilots. The rest of the stuff in here, they're blockers, right? But they technically become Neo Zeon when we have the Neo Zeon in play. So first up, we have Silver Bullet. This card is really annoying. It's a house. In fact, it's really annoying against this deck in particular. It's a level 5 3 cost 4/4. The link doesn't matter. The type doesn't matter. What matters is that it has blocker, and it has a static effect that says when this unit receives effect damage from any enemy, reduce it by 3. So your opponent has to deal 4 damage, 4 effect damage to this to even deal 1. So this is almost unkillable to effect damage, especially against a deck like this that's doing a lot of effect and direct damage. Like I said, this card's really good against us. And hey, we're running it too. So we're running 2 copies of the Silver Bullet. Very good against, burn archetypes. We're also running a bunch of 2/4 blockers. They're all the same guy. So they're all level 3 2-cost 2/4s with blocker. I like the Gundam Lifrith art more, so I'm running more copies. But yeah, we have six of these dudes. Why we're running these ones over the Rick Dias? It's because these have 1 extra point of health. It's a 2/4 instead of a 3/3. Not as good as at pushing bases. Doesn't actually destroy an EX base. But we don't really care about that. We just want to live. The whole point of this deck is to live long enough where we can go at turns where like Kshatriya, Sananju, Neo Zeon. This is what we want to do. This is what we want to do. This just helps us get there. All this stuff just helps us get to the point where we can do this. Same as with all this other stuff. So yeah, it's really boring. They're just a bunch of blockers, and they just try to make us not die. That's it. That's what they're doing. And here's the T-pose flat is the other one that we're running. You could run the Rick Dias instead, the 3/3 blocker. I like the 2/4s for this deck in particular. We really don't want to be pushing base and shields all that much until we've established a little bit more. And then let's go over the rest of the deck. We actually have a ton of burn. So starting with that, we have Close Combat. I run this on almost all of my red decks. Quintessential card. Level 2, 2-cost, command, burst, do the main action, choose an enemy unit, deal 2 damage to it. Kills any, X2, kills all the grunts, kills the 3/2 Barbatos. It's just really good. Yeah, run your Close Combats. It's really, really nice. In general, but in this particular meta, also really nice. We're also running Improved Technique. Level 3, 3-cost, burst, do the main. On main or action, choose an enemy unit that's level 4 or lower and you deal 3 damage to it. If there are 2 or more cards with Improved Technique in your trash, you can use any enemy unit and deal 3 damage instead. Yeah, it's really good. It's like just a slightly juiced up Close Combat. So yeah, with this in mind, we're running a full 4 of this as well. I really should get the full set of the plus version with Machu and the G-Quixer. I really like this. I really like this art. It's really good. I like the art that has the pilots and then the mechs in the background. I just think those look really cool. So anyway, yeah, we're running a full 4 of this as well. Burn them dead. That's what we're doing. And then we are also running Overwhelming Pressure, big damage. So it's a level 5 3-cost, main action, so no burst, unfortunately. Choose an enemy that's level 6 or lower and you deal 4 damage to it. Pretty good. Kills a lot of stuff in the Gundam card game. Kills any like unpaired like Ale Strike. Kills just a lot of stuff. So that's pretty good. Dealing 4 damage is quite a lot. So I like this one. We're running 2 copies just because it's a level 5 card. It's a pretty late game card. But once we get to that late game, I mean, this is one of the best removals that we have. So it's really nice. And then finally, to pair with all of the other damage, we have even more damage. So we have the Relula. This is a Neo Zeon warship. So, we're counting cards for Rose and Zulu, like cards in trash. This actually counts. So it's a level 3, 2-cost, 0/5 Neo Zeon warship. Burst, deploy it, deploy, shield to hand, and then choose an enemy unit with 5 or less AP, and you deal 1 damage to it. What's cool about this is it's an extra ping off a burst. So if our opponent is attacking us, and we get this off a burst, we actually deal the damage on their turn, which is pretty nice. It's not one of those ones that's like, oh, only on your turn you do it. And also, it just helps with more ping. We already do like a ton of damage with this deck between like Marita, Kshatriya, Neo Zeon, Sananju, and then all of our other burn. This just helps add up, that damage. Or it could just kill like a little tiny X1. So I like this one. I think it's a pretty sweet inclusion in the deck. It just really synergizes with what we're doing. Like I said, the Silver Bullet is actually our Silver Bullet. That's pretty rough for this deck. And yeah, that's gonna do it. That's the deck. I really enjoy this deck. I think it's super fun. I mean, if you knew me, you knew my other decks. My favorite deck in the game is Red Blue Ping, Red Blue new type Burn. Well, here is Red White going big on the Neo Zeon and the full frontal package. That's the biggest difference here. We're running White and the Neo Zeon kind of package, and a little bit more like big Burn. We're not running, as you can see, any like card draw or anything like that. We want to just burst into burn. Basically, like I said, survive as much as we can, all of the aggression, and then into the late game, we can just win with superiority if we can get to that point. Against slower decks, I think we have a pretty good matchup because we have like a really, really powerful top end. So if our opponent is running something like a slower, control deck blocker or something like that, I feel like we have a lot more like interplay with that. With the exception of the Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet, like I said, is rough. But yeah, this deck is really fun. Aside from the Kshatriya, and I don't really know the price of the Neo Zeongs, but the deck I don't think is super expensive to build, except for once again the LR Kshatriya. But if you already have these, I say give the deck a shot. It's really, really fun. It's a one of the more meta decks, I would say. It's not like the top meta deck or anything. It's not blue purple or just a deck that runs a ton of grunts, but it is fun and it is strong. And I think this one is one that you could definitely bring to an event and feel pretty good about it if you really like this deck. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, maybe hype the video. We're going to have a lot more Gundam deck decks, obviously, in the future, leading up to Set 5. Set 5 looks really, really cool so far. We're going to have a video talking about that later this week. And then we also have the little extra SD set, and that's a thing. That's a thing. We'll have some videos to talk about that too. But the views are really bad on those. I have a feeling people aren't really excited for that. But let me know if you are in the comment section down below. And thanks again for watching. Don't forget to do all the things that I mentioned, liking and subscribing and hyping. I appreciate you for being here and supporting the Gundam content. If you like Magic the Gathering, check out my new Magic channel, Rogue Planeswalkers Guild. But other than that, we'll see you next time for more card game content. See you later, everyone.